Hello and welcome back to the 2025 Tooheys Ultra Australian 16-foot Skiff Sprint Championships here on Belmont Bay. As you can see, the yachts, or the skiffs, sorry, are just starting to enter the water for a 2 o'clock kickoff in about 10 minutes. We'll just go through the semi-finalists once again. In semi-final number 1, we have Insight Nav, the current champs. We have Bella Group, we have IME, we have Botany Scaffold, Modern Concept, Coates, Noakes, Musto, Tribeca, and East Coast Marine and Sail. Semi-final number 2, we have Imagine Signage, NFPG, Swell, Dugara, Skelcon, Damon, Contender Sailcloth, Red Pumps Red, Light and Wonder, and TTR. So, see the skiffs are making their way down to the bottom of the course. We've got a little bit of a shift in breeze. It's coming definitely out of the northeast more and more and more, and slight increase in the last sort of half an hour. So hopefully we get some decent racing, get away from that patchy stuff. And the boats that are leaving the shore now, you can see Skelcon there just on camera. They look like they're doing a nice little job going downhill. You can see how high they are on Port Jibe, so that means there's a lot of northeast in this course. Which will probably, the way the course is rotated here, it's definitely going to mean from the top mark to the finish is going to be super tight under kite. They haven't really moved the top mark at the finish line at all. Sorry, they quite possibly moved the top mark to the east a little bit, but it's still going to be super tight coming into this finish line. So once again, we'll go through the semi-finalists. We've got Insight, Nav, Bella Group, IME, Botany Scaffold, Modern Concept, Coates, Noakes, Musto, Tribeca, and East Coast Marine and Sail. And in semi-final number 2, we have Imagine Signage, NFPG, Swell, Tugara, Skelcon, Damon, Contender Sailcloth, Red Pumps Red, Light and Wonder, and TTR. We'll just leave you with a bit of footage here for a while, and we'll be back on the mics before you know it. Alrighty, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The semi-finals are about to start. The Tooheys Ultra 2025 Australian 16-foot Skiff Sprints, proudly brought to you by Tooheys Ultra Zero Carb, and we're here at the Belmont 16-foot Skiff Sailing Club. Semi-final number one, once again, we first off, that's Insight Nav, Bella Group, IME, Botany Scaffold, Modern Concept, Coates, Noakes, Musto, Tribeca, and East Coast. Semi-final number two, which is about 3 minutes or so after them, will be Imagine Signage, NFPG, Swell, Tugara, Skelcon, Damon, Contender Sailcloth, Red Pumps Red, Light and Wonder, and TTR. And while I've been sitting here doing nothing, we just worked out who's made it into the finals. So Belmont's got 9 into the semis, Manly's got 6, St George's got 4, and 1 from Brisbane Sailing Squadron. So they've certainly done well coming all the way down from Brisbane. And that is the group on Damon. So well done to them. Certainly made the ride worthwhile all the way from Brisbane for a couple of days regatta down here in Belmont. But why wouldn't you? Look at the conditions. And speaking of, we've got a nor'easter pretty much pumped into Belmont Bay now, around about sort of 10 to 11 knots, maybe a little bit more. Definitely a lot of gusts. So what we're probably going to find is the shore could be a little bit tricky. Right down off the Sailing Club looks off the start. Sorry, looks super light. As we get in towards the club here at Belmont 16s, about midway in the course, it looks like the gusts are really coming over the shore and starting to hit. And the top mark, they've moved the top mark to the right up underneath the moored boat, so it's fairly light and tricky up the top with a lot of gusts coming from different directions. So the skippers are really going to have to do their bit. And speaking of skippers, we've got Skelcon, who are in group number 2, went out and they've coming back into shore. We're under starters orders for group number 1. But as you can see on screen here right now, Skelcon, who are in group number 2, are coming in for some reason. So they're going to have to really get their finger out to make this back in the back for their start. Looks like they could have possibly broken a vang maybe, or their boom's super high. Maybe that's how they come in. Their kite is packed up on the shore, on the side of the boat. So that's a little bit of drama. That was my pick. Skelcon were going really well upwind, super quick. They were my secret win here. So not sure what they're doing there. They're scrambling around the boat. We're just trying to find them on the camera here. We're just going back to the start. We'll keep you up to date on what's going on with Skelcon. What we're going to do, we're going to stick with semi-final number 1 for the entire race. We'll try and keep you up to date on what's happening with semi-final number 2 as it progresses. Clear start for semi-final number 1, and you can see on the screen there, much more stretched. All the skiffs, certainly across the bay, a lot more across the start line. Sorry, a lot more than what they were in the preliminaries, because everyone was up the boat end. So that tells you that the nor'easter is definitely in. And you can see already the boats coming off the start line are bow down super early going to the shore, where it's really, really light. Really light down there coming into the shore. So you got to dig in and try and hope for a bit of a blinder coming off the shore. Tribeca Noakes. And I'm not sure who that is. Might be Musto. Yep, Musto have decided to bail out and go out to the middle of the bay, which doesn't normally pay off here in Belmont in the nor'easter. But I tell you what, it is super light in on the shore, so maybe getting away from that shore down low could be the play. Tribeca's had to bail out. Musto's still going. Noakes still going. Musto's still following them. So we've just heard that Skelcon have blown a couple of shackles, a bit of rigging issues on shore. So they're frantically working on that boat on the foreshore. So any Skelcon supporters out there, hopefully they can get that thing fixed and back on the water, because their start's in about another 2.5 minutes. So they've got plenty on. Meanwhile, we've got a race still going on, semi-final number 1. We're concentrating on Modern Concept Constructions, who done quite well in one of the races during the preliminaries. They looked fast, so they got a bit on here. And you got Noakes right behind them, part of the group that went out to the middle of the bay. Has it paid off for them? The cross from the guys that went in the shore will be coming fairly soon. See their MCC now bow down. Skipper's looking under his boom to see what's around. They are on starboard, but they need to be just mindful of the rest of the boat so they can get themselves set up. And there's the cross. And it looks like it's who is that? That Bella Group. Bella Group's crossed them. So we've had a call from the inside the studio here. The Bella Group is the dark horse. So we'll see if that pans out. Lightweights. Righto, well, they're still going out, just tack now. And they're still nowhere near the top mark. So the top mark has been dragged right towards the east. So still got plenty to play for, but they look all right there. As does Tribeca and MCC coming off the mid part of the course now. And Imey just snuck themselves out into the pitch, the current national champion there, just coming across on port with that group of boats as well. The Bella still coming across on starboard. The whole fleet starting to converge here now. There's Imey on screen. They just got the two guys out in the wire. Young Joel, he's a flea weight, so he puts a lot away. And it looks like he's crossed Bella. Bella's tacked underneath, so it looks like Imey could be leading this race. Kiss of death was thrown on Bella, and they've just gone backwards. We won't throw you under the bus yet. Whoever said Bella. Anyway, MCC's tacking now, trying to get back. But Imey looks like they're on a great left-hander coming out. So that mid-section of the course I was talking about, just got a header as we spoke. Will they come in for another dig back into the top end of the course here, or will they try and put the fleet away? Meanwhile, Skelcon's still on the shore. They'll be getting very nervous because their race is about to start, and they can't make their first race. They might as well leave it on the shore. They'll be in all sorts. Anyway, Imey's tacked. MCC's right up their hammer. You've got Tribeca going out to shore. You've got Musto way out on the right-hand side as well. None of these boats are on a ley line for the top mark yet, so there's still plenty to play. Imey's just tacked underneath a beauty. Big left-hander. And they're pretty much on the lay there now, just going straight up towards that top mark. And loads of speed. So that's a beauty from that crew there. Young Joel, Trent Barnabas and Jack Hildebrand on that. Quite some talented sailors. Looks like MCC will be second. Coates maybe might sneak into second, but it'll be a good race between them and MCC. But now the people that come to this top left have really paid off. Imey in and around the top mark first. MCC right up their hammer and Coates right behind them. Look at Coates go. They've got plenty of boat speed. There's Imey just going for their kite. Set and away. MCC's tacking right in front of Coates. This could be carnage at that top mark. Coates snuck it. Just got in there. You'll see Coates right there, just snucking in front of MCC. There'll be some yelling and screaming going on between those two boats. Noakes looks like they're going to come across in fourth. Good set by Coates. Good set by MCC if you can get that sheet on. Coates just got a couple of boat lengths on him there for that rag and kite. Meanwhile, Imey out in front's on a great gust, and they're probably 100 metres ahead. Maybe a little bit more, maybe 200 metres. Coates, and then MCC close in third. Got Noakes in fourth at the top mark. Try and jump on our leader, eh? We'll see, follow that leader down. Delcon has launched back in the water. Tied up with about a minute to go before they start. Maybe the starter might be doing them a favour here and holding off for them to get back to shore, which is quite nice. Back to the start, sorry, which is quite nice. Meanwhile, Imey just jiving on the face for beauty. Just controlling this fleet at the moment. He's not making the bottom mark in that heading. He'll just jibe in behind these two and just settle down a bit and control the race. MCC jibing. They're in third. Noakes are in fourth. Bella Group in fifth. Inside in sixth. I'm not sure who that is in Musto, sorry, in seventh. Botany Scaffold, they're in eighth. Then you got East Coast. Oh no, Botany Access are way back. Tribeca in 8th. You got East Coast and my pick, Botany Botany Scaffolder in last. So Georgia's had a shocker. She talked herself up in the boat park, and she obviously forgot what to do, and she's now in a last position. But you pretty much, if you get a last in any of these races in the semis, it's game over. I reckon you'd have to win both the other races to have any sort of hope. I'll tell you who is winning. That's Imey. That's them coming into the bottom mark. Tight little jibe. Couldn't quite get the lay line right there, so they've had to jibe. Douse a kite. Plenty of pressure on the foreign end there, and Jack Hildebrand and Trent Barnabas, but they've done this a million times. Look at Coates right up behind them. Coates could do all right here. They're coming around a bit cleaner. Imey's still trying to get their stuff sorted out. Bowman's still in there packing the kite away, and Coates in a low mode, just around the outside. And will he get over to a nice gust and put a bit of pressure on here? Well done there by Coates. That's Ben Franklin, Adrian Manning, and Angus Morrison. So, oh, no, it's not. That's Coates Queensland. Got the wrong one. We'll try that again. It's Darby Jones, Adam Gilson, and Taj Waters. Sorry. Too many Coates are on the water. You see them now just starting to bend their legs. So they're going into that light patch down the bottom end of the course. I'll tell you that Imey's still following them from looking live, but they're not quite on the screen yet. We're just about to lose Coates on the camera. And out there, nice. Try and catch Imey. That's Imey there. Just following them in as well. So Coates should poke themselves out here in a minute. And the second race has been held for Skelcon to get down. So very, very nice work there by the RCO. I think the boys on Skelcon owe him a beer when they get back in. That could have been game over if they never got a race start. All right, we're just trying to catch our leaders here, tuck in behind the club on this camera angle. They're going all the way into shore. They still haven't come out. They're searching, but they're going right to the bricks, and it'll be very light in there. Super light in on the here they come, Coates, just coming out of the club now. By the naked eye, they should be on the camera in 2 seconds. There they are. Looks like they're still leading. Imey coming out in behind them. You'll see they're pretty light. Coates look like they're up in the. Imey had bowed down, so they'll be loving that. The boys on the Coachmobile. Imey on screen, just trying to negotiate boats coming back on port. So they lost it there. Meanwhile, Coates in the middle of the bay here now on a nice bit of pressure. There they are coming on screen now. They've got the current national champion right behind them. They've got the leading semi-final number 1 of the 2025 16-foot skiff championship. They've got pressure coming everywhere. And Darby Jones, Adam Gilson, and Taj Waters. Are they up for it? MCC's coming off the shore quite well too. You'll see him pop into the screen here in a minute. So we might try and pan out there on the camera. Try and get an overview. There it is. There's MCC. So he's crossed in front of Imey. As he crossed in front of... he's made him tack. So Coates tacked below him, which is interesting because he was on starboard. But whether he didn't want to have a piece of him or what, I would have thought if he was close enough, he would have threw him back. But MCC now, can they live there as he just might have leap out him and just going to push him off back to the right and hope to get out to the middle of the course? When they've got to start thinking about getting back over and towards the Belmont side of the course here. Breeze is definitely over here a little bit top end. Then in the first lap, they were getting really good lifts. MCC doing a great job holding on there, but they'd be starting to struggle. Coates are stretching out. You see the skipper looking back, trying to poke him. MCC quite possibly has got a little bit more boat speed on him there, but slowly but surely cruising over the top of him. Coach working super hard to get this happening, but MCC doing a great job. Probably got a little bit of leverage on him there now. Coach can't tack till MCC want to. So that could MCC could take him all the way over here in Simo attack, and MCC could lead to the top. Remember, this is it to the finish here. He's too close to throw attacking MCC, and Coach just got a big header. Big header. So did MCC. It's a race between these two. The third and fourth are a fair way back, so we'll stick with these guys. But I can tell you that it's Imey is third on the water at this stage. Here goes Coates throwing it in. And MCC throwing it right below him, right in his face. Righto, so MCC doing a great job there of controlling this little situation. That's MCC, Kurt Hansen, Chris Williams, and Jason Canfield. Looks like they're going to lead to the top mark. Now it's a game on between the forward hands. Who's got the best kite pull and kite set? MCC going for theirs. Oh, a little bit slow on the Coates. MCC can't get their set. Coates got their set and rolled straight over the top of him. The Coates done a great job there. Absolutely nailed that kite set. Now it's game on into the finish. Coates and MCC. Can MCC get a little bit of a run over the top of him? He's doing his best. They're definitely going to make the finish, so they won't have to blow the kites off. So the angle's really nice now to the finish with them extending that top mark. So it looks like Coates are going to do enough to hold off. MCC trying everything to get back at him. With about 30 metres to go, it looks like Coates is going to win semi-final number 1. What a great start for them. Pressure and all, well done to them. Coates goes over the line. MCC into second. Good race between those pair. All right, we're back up the top mark here. Imey just struggling. I said before, it's really light at that top. You see him, some of the boats trying to come in on the ley lines, just can't get it. Imey's had to bear right away to get the kite up. Kite is up and full. Trying to stay just on that edge of that little gust. Bella Group in fourth. Got a big wine glass. It's popped. There's Bella Group coming into the screen now. Pan out a bit, try and get both boats on the screen. There's Imey. There's Bella. About halfway across here. Noakes is in fifth. Just going around the top for those of you playing at home, but it's Imey in third. That rig's got to fall down for them to lose from there. Putting that in the book. Third for Imey. Bella, good race to Bella. They were leading at one stage on that first work. In for fourth. All right, here's the Noakes. Bryce Edwards, Pete Gardner, and Tim Narborough, St. George. One of only 4 boats in the finals from St. George, but it looks like they're going to come over the line for fifth. Put Noakes in for fifth. We've got Insight Building in for 6th. Current champions. And that could hurt them. You've got to be in that top 5, I reckon. Can't have a throwaway. Tribeca will be in for 7th. Then we got Musto in for 8th. Surely they can't lose from there. Botany Scaffolds made 1 place up. They'll be coming over for 9th. It'll be East Coast in for 10th. All right, we'll focus straight onto the top mark of race number 2. The semi-final number 1's in the bag. Looks like we've got Contender. Contender Sailcloth and Imagine fighting it out for the top mark. Imagine coming over. Can they try and... yes, they do. They cross over the front of Contender. Musto, I mean, Contender might have a bit of boat speed advantage on here. So this is for the semi-final number 2. First time at the top because we had a drama with Skelcon and they got him back out in the water. I can tell you they're last on this race at the moment, Skelcon. But Imagine signage and Contender super soft at that top mark. Look how soft it is. They're big headers. I'd say Contender's either going to have to really get some main sheet on or they're going to have to tack. Nah, then no chance of making it from there. Imagine can't even make it. So Imagine's bailed, Contender's bailed. NFPG's coming back into the picture. They could sneak around in third. Let's Imagine first. How much money have you had on boats? Dark horse pick is Contender. All right, we'll put that down in the notes. Imagine round first. Pretty much equal second with NFPG and Contender there. NFPG with a great kite set. We're on here with Contender, Sailcloth and NFPG battling out to try and get back in front of the ex-national and ex-sprint champion, Imagine, with Nathan Wilmot on the helm. He knows how to win this thing. Got a different crew this time. He hasn't got the big hot dog eater, Brett Davies, on board this time, but maybe that's secret weapon. Get the big lad off in this light airs. Have a go at NFPG, just rolling over top of Imagine. Giving him some dirty air now. They are fast downwind. Benny Brunage, Justin Sharrock and Dave Hickey. Continuing on that Brunage name of awesome 16-foot skiff sailors from Lake Macquarie. Stepping into his dad's shoes quite nicely there, young Ben. Now he's just got to just wait to Imagine to jibe. And all three boats will jibe at the same time. MFG goes, Contender goes, Imagine goes. Now it's, Imagine, Contender didn't have a great jibe at all. Lost the loud a little bit there. NFG, sorry, trying to get up above Imagine. Jungara's done quite well too. They've put themselves back in this race. Very high coming out of this side under kite. They're looking for a bit of a left-hand shift, looking downwind. At the moment, they're just lifting off the shore, which is probably going to mean they're going to have to do another jibe unless something comes from that left-hand side. We say that, Imagine gets a little bit of a knock. See there, the whole fleet pretty much in the one frame. And Imagine still going out to the left. Everyone's still on that port jibe pretty much. The whole fleet is on the port jibe. No one's heading back to the gate yet. No one's making the gate. Probably Light and Wonder maybe, but they're not on screen. There goes Imagine just jibing now. And the sailcloth, NFPG. Right in his face. Can he hold on to that? Going across to the bottom gate. Done a good job there, NFPG. Will they split or will they go? Just as we say that, he's had to bail out again. Got a big header. What are they trying to do here? They're trying to soak down into that bottom gate here now. Everyone's going to the right-hand gate by the looks of it. Looking downwind. It's NFPG just in front of Imagine, who's just behind Swell. Swell's come from nowhere and stuck in for possibly third spot there, maybe second. So this whole race is really tightened up. We've got NFPG, Swell, Imagine, Light and Wonder, sorry. We've got Contender. Everyone's in there. NFPG completely spat out of that bottom gate and in fresh air while the rest of them are all just in a absolute shambles of coming on that bottom one. Only 2 boats gone left at this stage. We're focusing in on race number 2 semi-final 2. We've just heard semi-final number 1 and going into sequence for their second race. We're going to stay on semi-final number 2, race number 1 at this stage. It's NFPG leading a big pack of boats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boats all heading towards the Belmont shore. But the breeze looks like it's possibly filled in a little bit better down there last 10 minutes. Don't seem to be as bow down coming into the shore, and it's certainly all hiking. With semi-final number 2 underway here at the 2025 Tooheys Ultra Australian 16-foot Skiff Championships. It's currently NFPG, Ben Brunninges and crew, leading from Imagine signing Nathan Wilmot, Ricky Bridge and Simon Hoffman on that thing. So there's a lot of talent out in the water today. Down the cameras, we just start losing them as they go in behind the club. Hopefully they do the right thing and tack out with it. What I will say is Contender Sailcloth have gone out to the oh, they're on the other race. What am I thinking? Oh no, they're on this one. That's Contender out there on the left, isn't it? Yeah, so Contender have bailed out. They didn't follow IME into the shore or NFPG. And they're gone all the way out to the middle of the bay. So these guys, they're local guys. And will they be Will Howard, Joel Castle, and Rory Murtagh? I think you say his last name. They're all locals, and they've gone out for is it a haymaker out there? Have they gone out for a perhapser? Also NFPG and that are coming off the shore now. There goes Contender just tacking now on the starboard. The rest of the fleet that went into the shoreline have tucked themselves back out, and NFPG have tacked and gone in for more sultanas. They've come back into the shore, so they like it here on the left hand side of the course. A whole lot of them went out there and got a big header. Group that come off the shore went about 100, 200 metres off the bank, got a big header and tacked, so they're coming back into the shore again. See there, Imagine just crossing in behind NFPG. Contenders bounce back. So they are out there. Who's that with a white stripe? Oh wow, we've got 3 boats going out to sea. It's Damon, Contender, and TTR Civil. Got the rest of the fleet working this Belmont shore. So there's the 3 of them that have gone out. They're lifting on that starboard on the port board. So the drama is they've got to try and get back. They'll be hoping for a big right-hander out there. There goes Damon tacking now. Tender's there. There's Damon on screen. Oh, this is going to be close. Nah, bow down. Bow down for them. You'll see in a minute. We'll hand back to the crew coming from the right-hand side here. There's the crew from the right. So we've got Swell. We've got NFPG all coming from the insides part of the racetrack. But I like what Damon's looking at. I think this could be a lead change here. They went out there looking for something. I think they found it. I'm not sure where Damon was at that bottom mark, but mate, they have absolutely pulled one out, and they're leading this fleet at the last time at the top mark. And there we go. The commentator's curse kicks in. That just got really light there for Damon, and NFPG are coming out in a cyclone. So who's going to blink first? Damon have absolutely parked. Contender in their own breeze, they just parked. So now it could be NFPG's come from this left-hand side. And it will be. They've crossed them easily. Will we give them a curse? At this stage, they look like they're going to make it. Tell you what, Damon were flying there and just got the biggest hole. All right, let's stay on this. This is going to be good. NFPG around just in front of Damon. Yeah, we've got a commentator's curse. Damon's gone to windward. Oh, what are they doing? They had it. It's not the way. It's not fast, boys. I'm not sure what books you were reading, but it's not fast. Contender on the inside could steal second place here. NFPG, in the meantime, we'll scroll out and try and get the leader. Righto, that's the shot. NFPG just cruising into the finish. They're not actually making the mark here. They're on the face of an absolute corker. And they might struggle to get to this mark, but they're doing a beauty job at the moment. The NFPG fully strung out there. They're just going to sneak home, I reckon. And Damon's done a good job getting back in front of Contender after an absolute Barry Crocker of a top mark round him. There it is. NFPG over the line for number one in their fleet. Got Damon in for second. The guys from Brisbane right in front of Contender. We have TTR coming in for fourth. Then Imagine Signing. TTR for fourth and Imagine Signing for fifth. Very close for sixth and seventh here. Swell and Light and Wonder. I think Swell's going to roll him. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to give it to Swell for number 6, Light and Wonder. 7, Skelcon. After just making the start, after being back on the shore with a couple of minutes to go, they've made it for 8th. And Tungara for 9th. Ooh, Red Pump's red. So they're Red Pump's red, easy for you to say. Red Pump's red went around the top mark. They've just coming into shore. So whether someone flashed a beer at them or not sure what they're doing, but do they know they've got to finish? I'd say they've got a bit of a catastrophe. So that would be them, unless they can fix it quickly. Red Pump's red crew of Hugh Stoddard, Jamie Stoddard, and Jay Harris from Manly. Yeah. They were last, so I guess that coming in now gives them a bit more time to fix the boat. And maybe get back out for... All right, so we don't know what's happened to Red Pump's red, but they're he's running up on the shore, the skipper, so they're hopefully going to fix it. But anyway, they could have thought, well, we're last, let's just fix it and try and get in. Meanwhile, okay, we've just heard Red Pump's red are planning on getting back into racing. Speaking of racing, we've got race number 2 of semi-final, group number 1. Right in front of us, it's those combatants again, MCC and Coates. Very similar to what happened in the first race with MCC just in front of Coates. That's not the mark round. They've got to go there. That's a yacht club mark there. It's coming into shot in about 2 seconds. There it is. The MCC leading lap number 1 of semi-final group 1 race 2. They've got a windward and a little of their jibing set. So they're thinking that Breeze has gone a lot more to the right out there. Coates is split with them. So who will pay off here? You've got Imey right behind them in third. He's decided jibe set as well. Who's got it right? Who's got it wrong? Stage it looks fairly even. MCC certainly aren't shooting downhill on the face of a good one. They're literally going in behind a few boats. So be a bit of disturb there out there. Coates in the meantime still coming over to the right. Still coming over here to the right. They've still got MCC and Imey just jibing now off screen. They've decided to bail out of that side, but Coates have gone through the start-finish line just in case. And they might have got a bit confused on how many laps they've done there, but I reckon they've done all right coming over this side. MCC still going out on that port jibe. Just jibing now, way out on the shore there. You can see behind Imey. Coates. Get Coates on the camera, you'll see just behind him there's a gust of breeze. they can stay on the face of that. There it is, right behind them, just to the left-hand side of that chase boat. Breeze right behind him. So maybe they'll jibe on that. It's in front of Imey, who one of the boats that bailed out. These still in probably second, maybe. Soon see. Coach still going across on the port jibe. Going all the way down to the ley line. Imey off screen is jibed. And MCC, you'll see there, you'll have a cross between MCC and Imey in a minute. MCC might jibe on the inside of Imey. Back there's Imey there. So MCC's just a boat sticking out in front of that back marker. MCC look like they're in front of Imey still. What has Coach done? They'll come in the picture very, very soon. Imey and MCC both heading towards the left-hand gate. There's Coach coming through. He looks like he's going to go to the right. Will there be a split or will these two boats follow? Looking around on the Imey. Coach is around first. I can see that live. It's not on screen, but MCC's decided to bail out. So is Imey. So it looks like they're all going to go to the right-hand gate, which would mean that Coach has got a nice, handy lead. Yeah, you can see that's the leader there on the right-hand side. But MCC will just tacked, went around the right gate and tacked straight away. I'm in behind them, who've also decided to bail out by the looks of it. So our leader, Coach, still coming towards the right-hand side of the course as we're looking downwind. Pretty much been their playbook every single lap. They've gone over into here. They like it. And you've got a national champion and in behind you going the other way, you'd start to get a little bit nervous. Okay, we'll try and jump onto Imey and MCC here. They bailed out and went to the right. Coach is still going in towards the shore. They've just tacked now off screen, heading back out to the bay, but we'll try and get a bit of a cross happening here soon. I can't imagine MCC going too much further out in the middle of that bay. Get locked out, you can't get back. So I think there's sorry, not Imey tacking. Insight. Oh, they're in the other race. Sorry. Thank you. Imey's decided to tack. MCC's still going. Coach coming off the shore on port. Get on screen. There it is. There was our leader, and they had a massive lead, remember? MCC, who went out to shore, they've tacked as well. So MCC and Imey both on starboard. Coach have tacked. Looks like they're still in front of Imey. Fairly comfortable there. What will MCC do? But they are well out to sea. They're out in the bay, and they look pretty well bow up too. Try and get the them on shot. That's them in the middle of your screen there. Zoom in on them. And at this stage, they look quite nice on that starboard board. Everyone else is trying to chip away on the shore, but MCC definitely done a number on Imey. And the handbrake comes on MCC. All right. So any MCC supporters out there, I apologise. They've tacked into a hole. Oh, my God. On leading the race to not leading the race. I think Imey could be leading this thing. Inside is in the race. Well, there you go. We've got plenty going on here. They're not got inside who have come from the fairway back. They've worked the middle part of this shore, and they look like they're starting to get back into the picture. The inside got 6 in the first race, and they've got about 300 metres to go, and then to run into the finish. So this could be massive for the inside, who are the current sprint champions. Remember from last year. They are super fast. Absolutely blowing Imy off the water there, but I know. Here comes the tack. Coates, in the meantime, I can give you the heads up. They've come right into shore again. I reckon they've lost out a fair bit. Unless they get a huge left-hander, could be back as far as maybe 3rd or maybe even 4th. Not a good work for Coates at this stage. But Insight, absolutely killing it. Pretty tight on the lay line. That's not the mark they've got to go around. Ours is a big yellow one. So header coming into the mark. Coates is now lifting. You'll see them poke up on screen in a minute. They're coming back into the picture. I think they're still 3rd. From 1st to 3rd, has Insight got the lay line? Definitely going to be tight. Insight around the mark for the final time in the lead. What can they do here? And they've got a good lead too. Imy in 2nd. Coates has gone from 2nd or 1st to 3rd. MCC's the big loser out of that. They're going to be possibly 4th or 5th, depending on what they can do at that top mark. But have a go at Insight. Rod Carter, Rob Flanagan, Andrew Stone. They did it last year. They'd be keen as to go back to back. They've definitely done the best. Give themselves the best chance for that because they're about to, unless something happens, take a win in race number 2. That 6 might hurt them getting into the finals, but we'll soon see. So it's Insight over for 1st. Imy in for 2nd. They've had a 3 and a 2. Coates will go over for 3rd. They'll rue that work because they had a number 1 in the first race. They're going to come in for 3. But absolutely bashed on that last upwind. Go over here to the left hand. Good finish between, looks like, Tribeca and MCC. And just on the screen there, Tribeca doing the best out of the kite set. Can MCC put some pressure on him? Looks fairly constant, the breeze, so it's a matter of boat handling coming through. Tribeca, about 50 metres to go. Hope they don't run into that spectator boat. Sweet. Tribeca goes over for 4th. And MCC 5th. They had a really, the MCC would be, they've had a 2 and a 3, a 2 and a 5, sorry. Got East Coast coming over now for 6th. East Coast 10 and a 6. They might as well go in and have a beer. Musto, they've had an 8th and a 7th. 9-night for Musto. Be on here, we're on East Coast. I know we're on Musto. East Coast just going over the finish line. Had a good run into the finish. Comes the Wingding Brigade. Have a go on them. Oh, let's go. Got Red Pumps, Red Knot in this race. They came in and fixed their boat, and they're on their way back out. Possibly miss semi-final number 2 start. Doing their best to get there. Botany Scaffold. She's had a 9th. About to get an 8th. Young Georgia. Game over for her. And Bella Group. What could have been the 9th. And Noakes will be in for 10th. There you go. While we're waiting for Noakes to come through and finish, we're just about to get the second race of semi-final number 2 off. So just to update you on what's happened so far, semi-final number 1, Insight Nav have had a 6 and a 1. Bella Group have had a 4 and a 9. Miami have had a 3 and a 2. Botany Scaffold 9 and an 8. Modern Concept 2 and a 5. Coates have had a 1 and a 3. Noakes have had a 5 and a 10. Musto have had an 8 and a 7. Tribeca have had a 7 and a 4. East Coast a 10 and a 6. I'd say the most consistent ones there are Botany, Scaffold, and Musto. They're being consistently last. So I reckon IME and probably Modern Concepts. Oh, no, Coates. IME and Coates are probably the most consistent at the correct end of the line. See Noakes here drifting over. They're now just going for the sponsors run. Third race won't mean much to them. But as you'd be aware, top 5 from each go through to the finals. And Nadine, is it correct that we just go straight into the All right, Nadine, who picked Bella, who, by the way, to win. Now she's gone contender. Oh, hang on, now it's Coates. Got about 75 different boats to pick. You're not allowed to have money on anyone running the show. Just please disregard anything you just heard. Greg would be filthy if you're betting on racing. All right, so we're just getting ourselves set for race number 2 of semi-final number 2. Been a bit of a lull in proceedings while we're waiting for Red Pumps Red to get back out there. It is good the RCO holds the racing off to try and give everyone a fair shot. One minute to the start of semi-final number 2. Race number 2. There'll be Imagine Signage, NFPG, Swell, Tugara, Skelcon, Damon, Tender Sailcloth, Red Pumps Red, Light and Wonder, and TTR all on the start line, ready to battle it out. I reckon this breeze has probably died. We thought it might have built a little bit, but there's a bit of cloud coming in from the south. It looks a bit wet. A bit of cloud to the west. So, yeah, this breeze definitely looks soft. There was a bit of chat before some boats went out about changing centerboards and whatnot. So, somebody did do that. Could get caught out here. 30 seconds to go before the start of race number 2, semi-final number 2, and it's a pretty evenly spread line, as you can see there. Clear start we have for race number 2, semi-final number 2. Got one boat, it looks like NFPG already bailed out onto port. They won the first race, so keep an eye on them. They're locals. They've already decided that the short looks soft. Looks like Tungara as well has decided to follow them back out to the middle there. There we have NFPG and Tungara right on shot at the moment. Skiffs have to contend with a few yachts. Also, if they haven't got enough on their plate, there's NFPG looking pretty nice. The forward end's got full stretch there, out on the wire. I can tell you most of the fleet, has decided to come off the shore as well, but follow NFPG out in the middle. About 3 boats that have gone right in to the Belmont shoreline. We're focused on an NFPG at the moment. Full stretch and full power. They're about to get another big gust of breeze here. Will this be the one that they can come back to shore on? Praying for a header. Don't want to get stuck out on that right-hand side in Belmont Bay. Cannot get back. Still going, still going. Wingdinger just powering over the top of him. Get off the course, you wingnut. You heard me. Good, thank you. NFPG still going over. Now he's got a yacht to contend with. What's he going to do here? More wingdingers. There's wingdings everywhere. Pretty much the whole fleet now is on a port tack, including NFPG, who still are going out to the middle of the bay. Ben Brunny just knows this place like the back of his hand, so I'm guessing he likes what he's doing over there. There's the group for second. NFPG off screen, still going to the far left. Quite incredible. If he can't get something to get back on here, he could get murdered out there. Backing now, NFPG. If he gets any right-hander, he's absolutely overshot that ley line. If there's anything from the right, he's a long way out in that bay. As we know, as you come closer to the shore, normally it flicks left. There's no one near him. He is first by a long way at the moment. Ready for the handbrake? Yeah. We got to make this race interesting. Well's doing well again in this race. I'll kind of imagine coming back there, sort of heading back towards the rigging area of Belmont. Badger's now just tacking underneath the breeze, but we're focusing here on NFPG. We're double stringing now, so they've got pressure. Looks like they're well and truly over a ley line, but I'm sure they're going to get ahead. A swell underneath them here. If we can pan out a bit, maybe I'll get both boats on shot. There's swell. They're underneath a great shift. They are dead set cutting this lead in half. Completely guarantee you swell won't make it from there, but got back into it. NFPG, yeah. I don't know. Brunny's a big lad. I don't want him to come up and give me one, but a bit worried about that rain to the south of us. Kill this breeze completely if it comes at us. Swell now on a huge right-hander. This ain't over yet to the top mark. Swell sneaking in, and FPGs might as well carry a kite. They are overstood that huge. That's probably done just enough for him to sneak over the top of Swell and just lead at that top mark. Swell really tight into the top. NFPG have a great kite set. Swell with a good kite set. Damon, they are in for third. So they're second in that first race. NFPG in a great gust. They're just, righto, we're out of here. Swell in second. Damon in third with a good kite set as well. And is that... Imagine, no, in fourth, TTR, sorry. TTR in fourth. Someone needs to give some signage to them. It's NFPG leading. We've got Swell. We've got Damon. We've got TTR. We've got Imagine Sign. We've got Red Pumps. Then we've got Tungara. And Contender Sailcloth way back. Skelcon way back. And Light and Wonder. So Skelcon's decided to bail out too at the top mark for those of you who want to know. But we're currently focused on NMPG and Swell. NMPG going through a jibe. Well, My money's on Swell here. I reckon they're looking quite slippery through the water. NFPG's looking all right, but Swell's got some boat speed. Boys from Damon who got second in the first race. NFPG won the first race. Swell got 6, so they're definitely sorted their act out between races. Straight down the middle of the gate now, both boats. NFPG be loving that. Takes all the guesswork out of it when you're pointing towards your gate. Absolutely getting carted there, NFPG. Straight down the middle. Looks like they're going to go for a jibe, then go into a jibe drop. That bottom right side. Oh, plenty of pressure on the forward end there. Plenty of pressure. And just sneaking out around the back of red pumps. Got it done. Well done. Like Damon and BTR, sorry, yep. Come to this right. Go left, not at maybe one. Oh, I've got a bit of drama on there. Who's that? Blue Kite. Damon, is it? That's not fast. Fair bit of windage going on there, and I think they're about to get rolled. Too much pressure on the forward end. There'll be a few curse words going on there, I reckon. A few buggers and a few damn it's. Certainly lost some positions by it. The pressure's on. Second in the first race was Naaman. Could hurt him. Who we got? Going out here to the left. Scroll to the left a bit. Scroll to the left. There's NFPG going back out to the middle of the bay again like he did the first time. Certainly worked the first time. Swell's just off his hip. Probably about 50, or not even that windward, but a bit back. See him come in screen there. Minute there's Swell. Tender still looks right, just tacked. He didn't go anywhere near as far as he did last time. Maybe he's worried about Swell crossing him. I don't think he will. Next minute. Swell's had to duck him. Swell's done quite well there. Right back into it. DTR coming from this side, which you won't see on the screen at the moment, but they've come right in on the shore. And PG's got him, but yeah, certainly making a race. If he gets any sort of loving from the left, he'll be right. If that makes any sense. This TTR, Imagine, Light and Wonder. On NFG coming. There it is. There's who we think is leading. But Well has gone way out. Way out amongst all the wingdings out there. Tacton is absolutely they're not looking that flash from that tack. We bow down a bit soft. NFPG is fully stretched and heading towards the shore. So here we have NFPG. We try and scroll out and get well in the same shot here. Well has just picked up. That's them far to the left. Up an absolute glamour right-hander and are leading. I'm going to call it early. Swell are leading. There's the knock. Now the race is back on. NFPG trying to come back at Swell. Swell looks soft. NFPG is double trapping and bow up. Like I said, NFPG are leading. Swell still second. But hold on. That can change in an instant. It's going to be very tight. Neither boat's on FPG might be on a lay they can tack and go. I don't think Swell's going to make it from there, but as we've seen in the first lap, they came from nowhere and made that top mark. Got a good high mode. And FPG easy cross. So around the top mark here, then into the finish for these boats. Semi-final number 2 group, race number 2. NFPG, they got the bullet in the first race. Are they going to go number 1 in the second? Well tacking, so NFPG with a huge lead, as predicted. Around the top mark they go. So light at the top. Got to get that kite up. Windward set. Leeward set it is. Got to get out of that top section. Get these gusts off the shore and get spat out in towards the finish. Wells tacked behind them, as you can see, and they're struggling to make that top mark. There is no breeze up there at all. Clouds coming across, and I hope it doesn't suck the life out of this breeze, at least for the next hour and a half. Have a go at NFPG. If we can get a camera on them, they are on full tilt mode and probably struggling to make the bottom mark at this stage. Big luff there on the kite. Probably just going to make it over, but they certainly had plenty on. So NFPG are going to go over the finish for another race win. So that's 1-1 for them. Well is going to come over for second by the looks of it. Been a clear start for race number 3 of the semi-final group number 1 we just heard. They're live. We got Damon coming over. Swell's gone over. In the water. In the water. For those of you like the Imagine group, they are in big trouble back there. Damon's coming over for second. We'll try and keep you up to date on the finishes while we're watching them swim. We've got TTR coming over for 4th, so that's 2 fourths for them. And Imagine with a 5th in the first, they were about 3rd on the racetrack then and lost their halyard, went to windward and tipped over to windward, as you can see. So, Red Pumps Red coming in here after fixing their boat. They're going to come in for a 5th. Hold off Light and Power, which I think they will. Light and Power will come over the line for 6. Imagine a backup on the backup and no kite and getting absolutely rolled by Contender and Skelcon. They'd be lucky to hold off Tungara here. Imagine if they can't get that kite up. It's coming up in a pretty bad whiny by the looks of it. Try and get that on the camera. There it is. It's going to pop. Going to come in for second last spot. Could be game over for former champ. Contender. They're coming in for 7th. They had a 3 and a 7, so not a good one for them. Skelcon. They're coming in for a pair of 8s. They're consistent. Imagine. After having a 5th in the first race and now 9th. Oh, I reckon it's almost night nurse for them. Tungara had a 9th and they're coming in for a 10th. So there you go. NFPG have had a 1-1. So semi-final number 2, we've got Imagine Signage with a 5 and a 9. NFPG with a 1 and a 1. Well with a 6 and a 2. Tungara with a 9 and a 10. Skelcon with an 8 and an 8. Damon with a 2 and a 3. Contender Sailcloth 3 and a 7. Red Pump Red 10 and 5. Light and Wonder 7 and 6. And TTR 4 and 4. So the only real consistent boats there are NFPG and Damon. Everyone else is all TTR probably, but everyone else is all over the place. So there we go. We're in the final race of semi-final number 1 group. We're halfway up the first work. Looks like it's Insight in control after a 6-1. Current champions. Are they warming up to the task? All right in this race at the moment. Attacking now. Probably a little bit shy of the lay, but who's that to their right? Musto. That's Musto, who had an 8 and a 7 in the first two races, have finally got their fingers out. That would be Benson McKay, Jake Farron Price, and Benedict McKay. So they're currently in second here. Can they get that thing wound up? Got Noakes just following behind him. Currently on Imey, who are coming across. Is going to be a yacht right now. Camera shot here, but Imey's going to cross in front of Sight and the Musto. Sight. So Imey now leading. Current national champion. He's carrying a 3 and a 2 coming into this final race. They're all keepers. Got to get yourself into the final. Doesn't matter how you do it. Just make some good ones. Can't have big results. Bleedingly obvious. Insight still coming across to this right-hand side off camera. Imey just tacking now for the ley line. And I tell you what, this there's a catamaran on the course, and if that guy doesn't get off in a minute, he's going to have 14 skiffs coming at him, yelling and screaming. Right on their ley line for the kite pull. You're getting a good view of the racing, so good on him. Insight coming back to the picture now. He's come over here and tacked, and Coates are back in it. Imey looks super soft coming back on that right-hand side. Coates have to take his stern. Very close there. Insight will probably have to do the same. There they go, bow down around on the Insight. Coach tacked in, so it's going to make a big hole for Insight to get in there. Has he done that cleanly? I think he has, but it's a slow tack. And Coach rolling. Meantime, Imey just coming up to the top mark. The Barraway is on. Coach is rolling over the top of Insights. I don't know whether Insight's going to make that mark. Just bow up and around, but geez, he's tight. Imey with a good kite set, and away they go downhill for the first time in this last race. Coach second, Insight, in third. Plenty on at the top mark at the moment. Imey just running away with this one. At the moment, Coach second, Insight third. Then the battle pack, Bella in fourth. Got, it looks like Musto in fifth. East Coast in sixth. MCC, they're a long way back. After a 2 and a 5, they're on a bit of a shocker. MCC, they're back in the pack, in front of East Coast. Noakes, Tribeca, and then we've got Botany. Botany scaffolding last. She's used up all her luck. As young Georgia Clancy in the preliminaries, not having a very good semi-finals. These guys are Imey. They're currently leading. Coach just behind him. Good knock there on Imey. Send them downhill on the course towards that bottom gate. They're just a little bit shy of the ley line of the bottom gate. Imey, Coates. Musto right in front of MCC and Contender. Noakes and then Tribeca. So pretty much the running order on the order here. Coach has jibed out. He's now jibing out. Look at this to the left here. Look at Pepsi. Musto. Stand out and go to the right. Musto on an absolute binder. Them there. Yep. You can see there, Musto have come across here and got it dived in on absolute cracker. Let's just send them straight to that bottom gate. One would think that Musto is probably now third on the water. Like Imey's just about to get rid of their kite and coming into screen now. Orange Kite just getting doused away. Coach still second on the water, but Musto really have got themselves back into the picture here. Great little puff. Sight's going to come from the other side. See them cross right in front of Musto. So inside have held on. Literally dropping the kite as they go around. So pressure, pressure, pressure on the foreign end there. Andrew Stone's got plenty of work to do. Get that kite away. Done well too. The Insight and one other boat are the only ones that have gone left. The bottom gate. Everyone else has gone to the right. Insight have now attacked. It's Bella that's the other boat going out to the bay. Currently on Imey here, leading the group coming back towards Belmont Shore. Lose them in a minute. In amongst the dots and the just stand left a bit for us. Perfect. That's your chase and pack. I can tell you, Bella's still going out to the middle of the bay. They're going for a bit of a perhapser. Can't catch him if you're following him. Get on to right. I'm going to try and get on the inside here. They were the ones that led out to the middle of the course. If we pan out on the camera, stay where we are, but pan out. See Imey, that's Imey there. They've crossed them quite comfortably. Not quite comfortably, they've crossed them. Bella has gone out to sea. Going for an absolute perhaps are out to the middle of the bay. Sometimes it pays off. See Bella all the way out there. That's them there. Clear sails, the light colour sails just to the right. That's it. Middle of the screen. That's Bella. Out there on their Pat Malone, hoping something to come off that right-hand side. Them in the black sails, the East Coast. Doesn't normally pay off in a nor'easter. That's the thing. Well, Bella's had to bail. They didn't like what they were seeing. See them in a minute. Come back towards East Coast. Then back on starboard. So not going to like what they see over here to their off their hip. You got Coates coming off the shore here. And right out, mate. Catch. There's Insight. You've got Imey. You've got Coates. You've got them all. I'm right in on the shore here. Bella's tack back again. They just got stuck. You get stuck in the middle there. You just can't get back. And they've got a massive header Bella on the left. Huge header with no pressure. The gamble didn't pay off. Coach in the meantime on Porter lifting. Imey's lifting. Insider lifting. So Bella's going to wear a massive knock all the way back over here to the club side of the course. This is us for the finish. We've got Imey and Insight, and we've got Coates. Coates will be the first attack, quite possibly. I I think Imy's got enough lead on them just to dump one in their face, but Insight, what can they do? Have they got enough leverage on Imy to throw one in front of them? Then it comes down to a massive lot of pressure for the Foreigners to get the kite up and the race into the finish. Here goes Coates. Coates will be tacking very shortly. They look like they've super overlaid the top. Imy actually first attack. I don't know what Coates are doing. They've well and truly overshot it from out there. Insights had to take the stern of Imy, so they're thinking Imy's on a tight lay. Imy's going to make it. Insight are going to be just boat length and a half behind them. Coates have absolutely overshot it. Huge overshoot there by Coates. I don't understand why, because they had no boats around them. But open the door for Imy. And away they go. Insight nabs in for second at this stage. Coates now coming around the mark just now, so they've absolutely lost out there. See, there's Coates still trying to get their kite sorted out. Come across to the leaders, which will be Imy. And young Joel Beashall, Trent Barnabas and Jack Hildebrand definitely coming good at the right end. They've had a 3, a 2, and now they've put a 1 in the bank. Are they the ones to beat? They're the current national champions. Insight, they've had a 6, a 1. Now they're going in for a second. Coates, after being somewhere there, they're still in it. They've had a 1, a 3. Apart from some sort of catastrophe, they'll get bank another 3, so they'll be through to the final, you would think. MCC, Modern Concept Constructions, coming over, fast finishing for a 4th. They've had a 2, 5 and a 4. So they'll be on the cusp. The big gap back to Musto. We've had a better race this one, but the 8 and the 7 in the first 2 races will pretty much wipe them out of any contention. Going to have an 8, 7 and a 5, so they can bring it in. Come and get a Tooheys Ultra 0 carb for their work today. Bella, after a 4th in the first and 9th, they're going to come in for 6th. Tribeca will be over for 7th. They've had a 7, a 4 and a 7, so that's their day done. Noakes, they've had a 5, 10 and an 8th. Kiss goodbye to Noakes. East Coast, they've had a 10, a 6 and a 9. Botany Scaffold, they've had a 9, an 8th. They will get a 10th, so they are done. That's it for racing for the semi-final group number 1. Out of them, we'll soon work out who's coming to shore and who's staying out there. But we've got semi-final number 2, their final race on the water. Looks like it might be Imagine signage. Quite possibly. Swell looks all right. Swell's over here to the far left. There's a big group of boats coming from the far left there, which you can see amongst all the yachts. That's Swell just going above that big yacht there. Got like the green insignia on their mainsail. They can get back from that side. They might be doing all right. Imagine's way over this side. Looks like TTR are over here as well. Okay, so Contender Cross Swell. So NFPG, who has a 1-1 on their books, they're also over in that big group of boats coming from the right side. Which bet? Bet number 1, 2. Got 35 bets going at the moment. So look at this for a race. Well, just getting TTR just tacking just below Swell. You got NFPG just above them, Contender Sailcloth. So this race for the top mark is all on. Damon's also in this. So he's had a 2 and a 3. He's been really consistent in that group. Carlton Smith, Mark Newton, and Fraser Smith on Damon. They've had a great regatta here. NFPG strong, like fully stretched out there. Plenty of pressure. Ball's got bow up. Tender's a little bit struggling. Try and stay with them. They're not going to make it. There's no way Contenders make it. They're going to have to tack. When they tack, they're going to look over their shoulder, as you can see there, and they're going to have 4 or 5 boats all coming at them on starboard. Light and Power's gone in behind Swell. Contender's going to have to find a hole there. Light and Power's tacked right in front of his face. Contender's going to have to throw it right in front of Light and Power. Has that opened the door for Swell to get their kite up and go, because there's a massive gaggle of boats behind. Contender just threw it in there. Not sure whether he was allowed to, but he did. Swell first, Contender second. Looks like Light and Wonder third. NFPG in fourth. Imagine Signage in fifth. They've done a drive set by looks of Imagine Signage. Have a look at this for a close race. First leg, final race of the semis. And it's Swell just in front of Contender Racing. Contender Sailcloth, sorry. Light and Wonder in third. DTR in fourth from St. George. Boats in our face. Someone go and yell at those boats and get them out of the road. Copy. Just got Swell on the camera here. We've got boats coming in off the race, which is making it a little bit hard. They're a static camera based on the side of a building, so we don't have much movement. Camera operator is absolutely braining a boat, killing it. Light and Wonder there with the top main partly inverted. That must be the new Go Fast. Oh, no, close, so they decide to go the other way. They jive on top of that big group. Tender, well, what can they do here? Can Light and Wonder do something? Certainly the first to jibe. Yeah, now look. See here that Light and Wonder, who were first to jibe, super close racing. Well, Contender Sailcloth, Light and Wonder, TTR. Botany Scaffold is getting a bit of plug for their sponsor there on the camera. Becca needs to get out of the road as well. Oh, no. Get out of the road, boat. A race on our hands. FPG have split the fleet here. I can tell you, looking at live, Swell's just jibed. They're in behind these boats. We get Tribeca out of the road. Might have to go to going to switch cameras here. Go to camera 3. There's camera 3, so we can see the boats coming down in the bottom mark now, and it's still all to play for. Like Swell still leading from Light and Power, who jibed first and done a great job, got themselves into second position. Then we have Contender Sailcloth. Sorry, that's BTR coming around now. Looks like Swell leading. Contender's in fourth. Righto, we're back. Camera 2, our main one. Boats are trying to get out of our road. We get Bella Group. Flip over. Someone asked Tribeca and Bella to move. Cut their mains enough. Well, coming across on port, pretty much everyone's coming across. Only 2 boats on starboard. That's all. The drama we're having here is there's boats coming on the shore. They're going right in front of our camera, which is mounted on a club. But either move the club or get the boat to move. I think we're going to try and get the boat to move. One of our henchmen down there are going to yell at the guys who are having a beer and a chat. Hopefully we can sort them out pretty soon. Good thing is the fleet's all coming over the left-hand side, so that's helping us a bit. See there, Bella still leading by, probably by Swell. Sorry, Swell leading. Got Damon over there. You got Contender still in the mix. Thank you, Bella. Drop their rig for us. So that's awesome. Swell. Just in front of probably Contender. Heading all the way out to the middle of the course. It's still a good race. TTR is still involved. Well, Contender, Tungara, Delcon, TTR, they're all there. The leading pack that we're on now. Well, looks super fast through the water. They've had a 6 and a 2, so if they win this, this should get them into the final. Hopefully the 6 doesn't come back to haunt them. The big news here, imagine signage with a 5th and a 9th. If they don't win this thing, you reckon they're gone? Yeah. They are a long way back. So any Imagine Signage fans out there, not sure they're going to see them in the final. Unless they pull something completely out of their ring. NFPG are a long way back in this race too. Long way back. That's this lead bunch of Swell, Light and Power, Tender Sarcloth. Swell's now attacked, which coming in towards the top mark. Don't have a ley line yet, I wouldn't think, Swell. They're certainly heading towards it, which is a good thing. Light and Power coming in from the left-hand side, the club side. Would make a race of this as well. Signage really needs to do something. Carry a 9th in the semis. Going to be hard to dig yourself out of that one. Light and Power come right back into it. You see there. Swell's not going to make that top mark. So Light and Power will come back on starboard. Swell will be on port. It could be all Light and Power tacked. They try and throw one underneath Light and Power when they tack. Here's Swell. Tacking now. Probably a boat length in front of Light and Power. Light and Wonder, sorry. Keep saying Light and Power. Light and Wonder. Anyone out there, Light and Power? Sponsor them. You're getting a free plug. Light and Wonder in second. But it's Swell. With a 6, a 2. Can they get a 1 on the bank? The fight is up and drawing and full. Light and Wonder. Second, I've got their kite up and drawing as well. Marge Shining. Come from deep, deep, deep. And they got 3rd spot. Currently holding a 5 and a 9. This 3rd could be massive for them. Because apart from two boats, everyone else has had big numbers put on their finish line. We're watching Swell and Light and Wonder coming in towards the finish. Marge around in third, just for those of you at home. Pretty comfortable third too, a couple of boat lengths in front of the fourth place. Okay, so it's Swell over the line. They've got first in the last race. And it's Light and Wonder in for second. They've had a 7 and a 6. You would have to think that their day's done. Possibly large signage here. Will be over the line for third. So they're going to have a 5, a 9, and a 3. That's plenty of numbers. Tender. They've gone a 3, a 7. They're going to get fourth. Nice little kite run down that run. ETR with a 4, 4, and a 5. They've been consistent. Got Damon, who 2, 3. They're going to get a 5, 6. That could get them through, but NFPG's had a 1 and a 1 and a 7. Have to think that they're through. They're carrying 8, 9 points. Dungara will be our 8th both over the line. Then Red Pumps, and then Skelcon, by the looks of it, coming in last at this stage. Gara just all crew sitting on the rail. No one's out in the wire. Skelcon's on the wire and absolutely flying home. Try and pan out and catch Tungara in that shot as well. Went in below. Red Pumps Red. Lost all of their jibes. Interesting. I don't know why they're jibed, but anyway, they're shooting for the line. Tungara drifting over the line just in front of Red Pumps Red for 8th. Red Pumps Red will be 9th unless something happens drastically by Skelcon coming in from the bottom here. I think it's Red Pumps Red for 9, Skelcon just for 10. So there it is. Semi-final number 2. Imagine Signage had a 5, 9, and a 3. NFPG's had a 1, 1, and a 7. Wells had a 6, 2, and a 1. Dungara's had a 9, 10, and an 8. Skelcon an 8, 8, and 10. Damon's had a 2, 3, and a 6. Tender Sailcloth 3, 7, and a 4. Red Pumps Red 10, 5, 9. Light and Wonder 7, 6, and 2. TTR 4, 4, 5. So stand by to stand by. We'll give you the finalists as soon as we know them. You will know them. So I'm going to have a break and a drink. some wins. Cool. Oh, all right, let's try again. I think I was on mute last time. For those of you who are still hanging around, thank you. We're not too far from announcing the top 10. And as we say it, I've got it right here in front of me. So the top 10 will be IME, Oates, Insight, MCC, NFPG, Swell Racing, Damon, TTR Civil, Contender Sailcloth, and Tribeca. So that's your final 10. So we'll be hitting the water fairly soon, and for a 3-race final series to decide who will be the 2025 Australian 16-foot Skiff Sprint Series, proudly sponsored by Tooheys Ultra Zero Carb champion. Once again, it is IME, Coates, Insight, MCC, NFPG, Swell Racing, Damon, TTR Civil, Contender Sailcloth, and Tribeca. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, for the final of the Australian 16-foot Skiff Sprint Championships for 2025. Proudly brought to you by Tooheys Ultra. As you can see, the skiffs are just starting to enter the water. And if you hadn't heard, the lucky last or the lucky 10, in no particular order, is IME, Coates, Insight, Navs, MCC, NFPG, Swell Racing, Damon, TTR, Contender, and Tribeca. So the format is they go out, they do 3 races, and the boat that's got the best result after 3 will be around the 2025 Tooheys Ultra Australian 16-foot Skiff Sprint Champion. Good news is the yachts are getting off the course. They're all finishing their racing. Unfortunately, the 45,000 wingdings are still floating around in front of us. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 wingdings all within about 200 metres here. Anyone that says that sport ain't growing is kidding themselves. What's the collective now for a group of wingdings? Yeah. I'll have to make one up. Hangers, wingers. Full on Wingfest. Insight, they're the first to launch. Is this a tactical advantage for them? Do they go out and put the pressure on everyone else? They're the current champions from last year, so they've been there, they've done it again. I think Rob Flanagan there is just emptying his bladder by the looks of it, standing in the water, taking a bit of a big, deep breath. They've done it before. Cold. It's cold, apparently. But goes forward and puts his puts the centerboard in. That's Rod Carter, Rob Flanagan, and Andrew Stone on that boat. Interviewed the guys before. Andrew Stone's won 3 of them. Rob's won 2. But Rob's first one was 10 years ago, he said. Long time ago, and then he won last year, obviously. Pretty excited to win it, and they said they just here hoping their best. They're in the final. Can't win it if you're not in the final, so it's all starts from fresh. Everyone's on 0 as we speak. The little 3-race regatta we got now. Everyone else is launching. We're aiming for a 4 o'clock start, so in about 15 minutes, should be off for race number 1 of the finals. Be back real soon. Enjoy the views. Alrighty, just while we're waiting for a bit of racing, a little bit of news has come through. As you can see there, Tribeca's sitting a little bit lower in the water. That's because they've had a sheet hand change of their sheet hand that was on the boat. James Turner's had to go. Couldn't hang around for the final. So the large man himself, Scott Beebe, tried to jump on for all the glory. So he's now on the Tribeca sheet hand. So apparently got sent up for a ruling. There's nothing in the sailing instructions saying you can't do it. There was chat about letting Tribeca have a rest and putting the 11th boat in. Fortunately for them, which was the Bella Group, I believe, they've missed out. So Tribeca stayed in, but with a change of sheet hand to Scott Beebe. Nothing like a little bit of controversy to get the chins wagging, but we'll soon see. All the skiffs now are making their way out towards the start. About 10 minutes from getting race number 1 off. Alrighty, thanks for those who have stuck around once again. All the boats have now entered the water. They're on their way down towards the start, which has been about 6 or so minutes. So the format, once again, for those of you who have just joined us, we've had qualifying, had semis, now we're into the final. It's a 10-boat final, and we'll go through them once again. Jaime, who won it here a couple of years ago, has qualified. Coates has qualified. Insight, Nabs, the current sprint champion from Belmont from last year, they've qualified. MCC, he looked quite good on the water and very fast. They've qualified. NFPG, he's had a great day. He's had a 1-1, and I think there's a NFPG 1-1 to 7 in the semis to get through. We've got Swell Racing. We've got Damon from the Brisbane Sailing Club. So they've gone all the way down from Brisbane and they've made it a good fist of it so far. TTR from St. George. We've got Contender, Sailcloth from Belmont. We've also got Tribeca from St. George, who, in case you missed it, have just had a crew change. James Turner, the sheet hand, had to go prior commitments, and Scott Beebe has jumped on the boat for Tribeca, we believe is the case. So why the boat looks a little bit different if you're watching from home. Got 5 minutes to go. The clouds disappeared on us, which is nice. The rain's gone out to the west. Looks like the breeze is holding on. Maybe swung a little bit back to the right. So a bit back to the east as the day's got a bit older, which is a bit unusual. Normally it goes more to the north as the day gets older, but breeze definitely, the boats out in front of us here, you can see on the shot there, the boats are swinging more to the east than they were probably an hour ago. They're pointing right in towards the shore. That could open the racetrack up a little bit more. You've seen in the semis, some boats were heading out to the middle of the bay, weren't getting that big advantage of the Belmont shore, which is normally the way to go in a nor'easter. But all the boats are down on the start line now. They're all getting their bearings, all getting the looking upwind to see which way it is to go. So it's all to play for. 10 boats, 3 races. The boat that's got the lowest score at the end of all 3 will be named the 2025 Tooheys Ultra Australian 16-foot Skiff Sprint Champ. And they'll be looking forward to coming in and having a nice cold Tooheys Ultra afterwards, I'm assuming, after a big day of racing. Low carbs, so all those rather large fellas out there probably should get on the Tooheys Ultra. I'll give them a crack and tell you how they go. Means you, Keegan York, if you're listening. I'm sure you are. We're getting within, getting close to getting to the 3-minute gun. Eyes on that boat and watch the flags. But everybody is down there. Everyone is present and accountable for. There we go. 3 minutes to go, right on cue. There's definitely a big line of breeze in the middle of the course, to just to the right of the middle of the course. A big gust of breeze that extends pretty much the whole way down the racetrack. And then it's super light but gusty in here on the shore. If you notice the wingdingers that have been floating around as they're coming in here falling, they're dropping off the foils as they get closer to the shore, which indicates a lot of no pressure. I would suspect a few of these boats start working that middle part of the racetrack here, which could mean the boat end could be quite busy off this start. After saying that, it'll probably all get thrown in the air. I'll do completely the opposite. Coming up to 2 minutes. Once again, it's IME, Coates, Insight, Navs, MCC, NFPG, Swell Racing, Damon, TTR, Contender, and Tribeca all shooting it out. So you can be the 2025 Tooheys Ultra Australian 16-foot Skiff Sprint Champion here at lovely Belmont Bay. Big crowd up on the deck watching too. I can see from where we're sitting, so plenty of interest. Be a lot of people out there telling war stories on how good they were, what they would have done right and wrong, but their days are over now. It's this current group out there all shooting for it. Coming up to 1 minute now. As you can see there, just pan back. There's 1 minute to go. Everyone is at the top end at this stage. Probably drift down towards the in, but I think most boats are going to want that boat end. Could have a general here. It could be a little bit touchy. Can't quite see the line right across, but everyone looks pretty well advanced, especially at this early stage. 30 seconds to go, all clear at this stage. So, boats now starting to drift about middle of the line. 20 seconds, still all clear. 15 all clear. So we got racing, and look like we've got one boat already bailed out. Got a clear start. Who's that's bailed out? Tribeca. First boat to bail out, straight onto port and head out to sea. Everyone else is bow down, coming off that start line and heading straight in towards basically the Whitway part of Belmont. Now we've got two other boats. Tribeca first, MCC, then TTR have all bailed out to the right. Inside have decided to bail out as well. So we've got four coming back on port. The rest of the fleet heading in towards Belmont Shore on starboard. The guys that are heading out, the boats that are heading out to the middle of the bay look like they've definitely got more pressure. It's just a matter of whether they can get the height. Tribeca looks quite good in the middle there, got lots of height. Just tacking now. MCC coming in from behind him there. Just nice and tight. But I tell you, the guys, as soon as they tack through from out to the right-hand side, they bow down. What we've seen before when they went out there and went far enough, they were bowed right up and almost heading towards the top mark. The angle they're coming back from that other side now looks pretty wild. And right out and get the rest of the guys coming off the shore. Everybody's pointing towards each other here at the moment. Catch coats there in a minute with their big orange stripe. Just to the right of your screen. Coaches decide to bail out, so they're working this left-hand shore on the upwind. Definitely, if we can pan across to the left, see this group that went out to the middle of the bay, they're bow down massive apart from TTR. TTR went the furthest left, and you'll see them in a minute. They are way up. Currently, we've got TTR, who just got a header as we speak, coming towards MCC. There's the leaders. Happens every time. MCC looks like they're now leading. Zoom in on that. Here's the cross between MCC and TTR. Looks like MCC have got it. TTR have had attack below. They were looking fantastic till I cursed them. So I apologise to any TTR supporters. It's MCC from St. George with a handy little lead. Manly, sorry. And we've got Insight battling away. Looks like they're possibly in third spot. Imey's come right over to this side of the course. They're off screen at the moment. But the group that are on the coming off the shore is Imey, leading Coates, Tribeca, NFPG, and that's coming straight. It might be Swell Racing coming straight at us. But anyway, we're focusing here on Imey. And the group going over to the left will come over, will follow this little cross here. That. So it's Insight. Now the furthest right, just tacking. Got a cross here between Imey. They're in behind MCC. Imey could be leading here. Damon's there or thereabouts, but if Imey's going to cross them. So it's Imey, the group that came over to the left, the middle part of the racetrack, have done the best. MCC's heading his way over here, but he's going to have to do 2 more tacks to the top, and I think Imey's only going to have 1, and Damon's going to have 1 as well. Got Imey there and Damon just behind him. Imey's now throwing it around. He's well and truly overshot at this stage. Gets any sort of right-hander. Starting to get a bit of breeze up behind him. MCC's coming in hard. It could be MCC leading now. Imey's got a big squeeze to get to that mark. MCC's around in front. Probably 2 boat lengths in that too, so well done to MCC at the end there. Insight. Got a bit of drama on a bit further back, so it's MCC around first. Then you've got Imey, 2 or 3 boat lengths behind him. Great set from MCC. Absolutely smoked it. Up it goes, crack, and away they go. Not so good on Imey. A little bit slower, and you can see what the good kite set does. MCC's just launched. Tripled his distance that he was in front of Imey just from that one good kite set. Now the pack's following him. So it's on the water. It's MCC, Imey, Insight, Swell, Tribeca, PTR. Then you got Damon, NFPG, Contender, and then Coates, who have been super fast, but they're last in this group. We'll focus in on the front runners here now. Come over and they've jibed right in front of the club. MCC on an absolute ball terror going downhill. He's absolutely full tilt. Can't make that gate, so he'd be loving this. Absolutely loving it. And no one from behind can do anything to him while he's got that sort of action happening. Just smoking straight towards that right-hand gate. Be loving this pressure. MCC still leading from Imey. Then you got Insight. That's your current top 3. See there that Imey's starting to get a bit of a lift, and MCC still going straight to the gate. Putting a little bit more distance on him there. He get down and around without having to do another jibe. Starting to head up himself, MCC. You look on the water there, he's in a massive gust. Comes the jibe, he wants the right-hand gate, it'll be a jibe stash. Imey's coming in as well. Down goes the kite on MCC. Oh, pretty clean work there. Imey got a little bit stuck up on the rig. Can he get it down? Not as clean. Still got it around and got it going. We've seen in the semis, these little things just make a big difference. They're still cleaning up on Imey. At MCC are fully strung out and they're ripping up wind. Still far hand in on Imey. Like Insight right behind them. See, they still haven't quite got that kite sorted out on Imey. There's a little bit of kite sticking up, so that's all drag. So if you don't get it all away, the wind always a little bit slower than having a nice clean cockpit. MCC heading out this way. Got nice height there too. Nice and flat. Heaps of height. Off camera, but just to fill you in, 3 boats have gone to the left. But we're focusing here on the leaders. MCC doing a great job. Super flat. Looks super fast. The difference on the height from the first lap to this lap, remember when they come off that start line, they're all bow down, struggling to get in towards the club. Now they've come around the gate, making good headway up this course. So they'd be hoping to get over here and get a nice big knock. Tribeca on the group that's gone out to the left, or sorry, the right of the racetrack, out to the middle. He's tacked NFPG's out there with him and still going. And that paid off for Brunnage in that in the semi-finals. He went way out there and come up the goods a few times. So he's rolled the dice again. MCC still heading in right towards the club with a whole heap of people packed up on that top deck. Watching the 2025 Tooheys Ultra Australian 16-foot Skiff Sprint Championships unfold. This is the final. It's MCC who was tacked, inside tacked early, trying to clean their air, just trying to hopefully get something. NFPG certainly have clean air. They are almost at Mark's point. So they are going a long way. Just tacking now off screen, but they are a long way over there. And MCC, pretty much the middle of the bay here. Insight just on a top edge of a nice bit of pressure. Can they hold on to that? CC look a little bit bow down, inside a bow up. Could be closing the gauge there massively, but NFPG, my goodness. Oh, there's your lift. You're welcome. He's off screen at the moment. He's just picking it up in there now on the left-hand side. So see where he is. It's a long way across. MCC on a beauty there now. The view that Benny Brunnage and crew have. Trying to get back across here. Tribeca attacking in behind Benny Brunnage, but it's MCC doing a nice job. Insight probably in second. Him and Imey's going to have nice close cross when they come back towards each other. With Insight tacking now onto starboard. Imey coming across on port. But it's MCC getting up the top for the final time in race number 1 of the finals. They've just got to get around that top mark. That little mark is not ours. I keep saying it, but it's a little bit confusing. It's the big yellow mark, a bit further to the left. They're really tight on a lay there. Here comes the cross between Imey and Insight. I think it's going to be Imey over the top of Insight quite comfortably. Brunnage and crew are still trying to get out of that right-hand side, so they'd be hating life right now. Here comes MCC, 3 boat lengths to the top mark. Nearly there, bow around. Now, see if they can get another cracking kite set like they did in the first lap. Bushgar, sheet on. Bit light there, you can see them all standing in the middle of the boat, so it's not fully charged. Imey's coming home hard. Oi, big gust there on MCC. Now they're out in the strings. Now they might struggle to make it. Will this open will Imey be able to do anything? I don't think so. The race ain't over yet. MCC on full stretch to try and get up to the finish. Imey's about 4 boat lengths behind him. And a big gap back to Insight. It's MCC who takes the first blood in the finals here on the 2025 Tooheys Ultra Skiff Sprint Championship. Over the line they go. Jaime very close behind in second. Here we have the pack, led by Insight. Current champs, they're going to get a 3 on the board. It keeps them alive. Coming in towards the finish now. Insight over the line. Coming in for 4th will be Contender. Then 2 boat lengths behind him, TTR for 5. Our mates on Swell Racing from had a great race, great week so far. A great race day so far. They've come in for a 6. And there's a big gap back to the last 3 boats. Led by Tribeca, Coates. Sorry, last 4 boats. Tribeca, Coates. Benny Brunnage has finally made his way back from Marks Point. Damon. So that little jaunt out to the middle of the bay did not pay for Brunnage at all. Tribeca coming in for 7th. Well, folk, they've lost their halyard. He's having a shocker. NFPG, he's just had one. The kite went up, halyard's gone down. That way, they will not be happy with this. Had an opportunity to probably get one on coach there, but every single place counts here in the finals. Tribeca over for 7th. Looks like Coates will be over for 8th. Brunnage and NFPG can do something last 30 metres. Might actually have to jibe NFPG. They're super high of the mark. Coates have jibed as well. Interesting, that indicates a bit of a right-hand shift. Coates drifting over the line for 8th. The NFPG in 9th. Unless he wins the next 2 races, you could pretty much say that's over for them. And Damon, our friend on Damon, all the way from Brisbane, lost. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Results are MCC first, Jaime second, Insight third, Tender fourth, TTR fifth, Well Racing sixth, Tribeca 7th, Coates 8th, NFPG 9th, and Damon 10th. I have to think NFPG get the Happy Wanderer Award today so far. Worked in the semis. That's the thing. This Belmont Bay, it's very dynamic. What worked half an hour ago doesn't work currently. So you throw the dice out and it come up all white. So no good for him. But we're not too far. We're going to go down. We'll restock and reload for race number 2. The final series here in Belmont Bay for the 2025 Tooheys Ultra Australian 16-foot Skiff Sprint Championship. Okay, we're back. We're under 2 minutes for race number 2. Start of race number 2. Just discussing the last sort of 5 minutes, we've noticed boats on the moorings are starting to really swing back in towards the shore again. So, as often happens here at Belmont, late in the afternoon, the breeze definitely swings further left. The day gets older, and the first race, it looked like the breeze was out middle of the course, maybe a little bit more east, but definitely had a big swing to the left here. So don't be surprised to see more people work this shore at this stage. There's your 1 minute warning for race number 2 of the 2025 Tooheys Ultra Australian 16-foot Skiff Championships here at Belmont 16-footers. Hope everybody has been enjoying the broadcast with Jacinta on the camera. She's been doing a great job of trying circumstances, trying to keep these boats in the frame. We've got 3 fixed cameras, trying to do our best from the shore here. But it's 30 seconds to go in race number 2, and it's like another stack up on the top end of the boat end. 15 seconds and all clear as they're calling it. Like someone's had to do a dippy. That Tribeca right down on the pin end. It looks like we're racing. We haven't had a call yet. Looks like Swell's first one to bail out of that start line. MCC, who won the first race, they've also decided to bail out as well. 2 of the 10 decided the middle of the course is the way to go. The rest of the fleet heading in towards Belmont Shore, and they've definitely bowed down this time. Definitely all clear. We've just had the all clear, so we are definitely racing. 2 boats heading out to shore, out to the middle of the course, Swell and MCC. Well, got a 6 in that first race, so they've got a bit of work to do to get some low numbers on, but MCC won it. Interesting that they've rolled the dice. Could be make or break here for MCC. If they come out of there and absolutely on a corker, get another win under the belt, that could be game over. Still MCC and Swell heading out towards the middle of the bay. You can see how high up they are on that port tack. Now's when they're praying for something big header to get back on. They want to keep coming up and lifting all the way up, because then they will do a NFPG and just murder coming back. Still look quite nice in the middle of the fleet. I can tell you the rest of the fleet pretty much made their way over to the shore. First one to tack out is Coates. And then you've got Tribeca also on the way out. Coates on screen and Tribeca's on the way out. The rest of this group is still on starboard, coming into the shore. Contender now bailed out as well. See them pop out on the screen. There they are, Contender coming out. All right, the guys who have gone over to the right-hand side, be it MCC and Swell, have both tacked. And MCC does not look real pretty at this stage. Cue the lift. Oh, they're definitely pointing bow down coming off that shore. So big bow down here. Look at them coming back. They're pretty much heading straight towards the 16-foot skiff club from way out there. Now MCC get a lift. There it is. There's the lift for MCC. Will it hold? Got a nice little bit of dark stuff above them. But the hungry pack led by TTR, Insight and Contender all coming back from this left-hand side on the upwind. MCC's holding that line. Swell's holding it, but this other pack coming from the left, coming at him pretty hard. I think TTR's about to get a nice bit of pressure, so is Insight above him there. Insight's in it now. MCC looks like they're just getting a header. The worst possible time. Here's the cross. So it's MCC in front of TTR, but are they in front of Insight? I don't think so. They've had attack below them. They weren't comfortable enough to take him over there and throw starboard at him. So it's Insight leading current sprint champions. They got third in the first race. Rod Carter, Rob Flanagan, and Andrew Stone. They'd love a bullet here in this race. It'll really put the pressure on for the final. Insight just going past. That's not our mark. That's the next one to the left. There it is on screen now. Insight attacking first. TTR, look at that. Straight underneath MCC. Can poke that thing up pretty high. Going to put the brakes on MCC too. Could open the door for Insight to get a good kites pull. TTR not going to make it. Oh, they might. They're struggling. They got the handbrake on. They're going to be super slow. Insight aren't. They're up and around with probably a 3 boat length lead to MCC, who came out of there not too bad when all things were said and done. Insight now gone. Downhill MCC, kite up and gone. TTR after that struggle at the top mark, coming around in third. Then you have Imey in fourth. We're on Insight, just heading downhill. You have contender Sailcloth in fifth, sitting on the leaders here. Just giving you the heads up via the live. You have Swell in sixth, and we have, looks like, Damon in seventh. There's your pack NFPG. Ronnie just had an absolute shocker in his final. Second last again. After going so well in the semis. Dean, that was your pick, wasn't it? Oh, you're on contender, that's right. All right, so let's get back onto the leaders. We have MCC and TTR. Both heading down there. We've got Insight, middle of the bay, pointing completely away from the gate. They'll be hoping for a big header here soon, or something to jibe on. Never nice when you're not pointing at your bottom gate when you're going downhill. Here they go. Insight Navs now bow down. Great shot there on the camera. Try and pan out and see what the rest of the fleet are doing to them. Everyone's following them. No one's really getting a big header to send them down to the gate. Could be playing in the Insight's hands as they go through the jibe. Imey looks a little bit bowed down there. Insight jibed. Cross. Sight. So you see, have they gone above them? Yes, they have, but they've certainly made up ground. Nice and tidy there now. MCC is the market mover here. Sight Nav's just sneaking through there with enough boat speed for MCC's slowish jibe. DTR right up MCC's hammer. They've decided to bail out. Sight didn't make the bottom, so MCC's going to have to jibe as well. A lot of pressure here. Jibe. Kites drop. They got it away. Looks like they're running one of the chutes up the front. Sights, that's got to be quick. See it around with TTR. Imey, sorry, right up here too. So can Imey do a better job of getting rid of that kite this time? So it's Insight right in front of TTR and Imey. PTR went to the left-hand side. They're the only ones that have gone to the left. Followed now by Contender, who have also gone to the left. See there, the two boats on the left of screen. And Contender. They're going for the Hail Marys. Tell you right now, the boats along the shore here at Belmont Bay have done a massive left-hand turn on the moorings. The breeze is coming off the shore up this end, really, really full on. Now, I was going to say, someone on the mark upside down. Have a swimmer, ladies and gentlemen. Well, not having it. Oh, no, it's Damon. There you go. They're not having a very good time at all, right? Quite still up the rig. Oh, no, it's not a spreader patch. That's them done for this race, you'd have to think. What do? Do you keep racing, or do you have a breath and save it for the last? Who knows? But anyway, there's a race still going on. And Contender and TTR are still going out the middle of the course. Insight has tacked, MCC have tacked there in the middle of the bay. That's them on screen there now. And where is Imy's over to the left. It looks like Contender's tacked, TTR's tacked. Back. They did. Now it looks like most of the boats now are working the right-hand middle of the course. The leaders are anyway, with MCC and Imy still going across on starboard. Is this it? Imy and Contender coming off the middle of the bay. But everyone that's gone out there is now on starboard. Off screen, we've got Insight, who were leading down the bottom. Not in a real lot of pressure in the middle of the course here. They're doing their best to try and chip back across. Now they're starting to stretch out. We're on the big pack coming out of middle of the bay, led by MCC, who won the first race. And out a little bit here, you'll soon see Insight coming in. There they are. There's Insight coming across on port. But they're got a hungry pack chasing them hard. Really just throw straight on top of them and try and put them to bed. Do have, like, is it that on the far left? Gee. He's done it again. He's gone all the way out there. Didn't like it the first time, and he's had another crack at it. But Insight with a big lead. One attack to go, coming up to the top mark, and there it is. Insight, I reckon, would probably have about a 200, 300 metre lead at the moment. They'll get around his top mark quite comfortably, fighting and straight down to the finish. Second on the water is probably Coates. MMCC maybe. They can get back across, or it might be NFPG and TTR from the right-hand side. See there, sight coming into the top mark now. super light at the top. Some crews, MMCC especially, are sitting inboard off screen, but getting very light up there. There we go. Look how light MCC is. But it's all about insight. They've had a third in the first race. They're the current champions from last year. The Nabs kite goes up, sorta. They've got a few dramas there. They need to get it popped because Coates is coming at them pretty hard. They've got no tack line on insights. Something's gone wrong there. There's a bit of yelling and screaming going in. Both jeet hands are inboard looking. And Coates had a cracking set. So this ain't over, ladies and gentlemen. Insight now finally got their tack line out, but look who's coming. It's Coates. Oh, Coates has just got an absolute blinder. Insight saved that right at the most critical time. Flanagan just turns around and gives him a little wave. I think he thinks he's got it in the bag, but my God, they've done their best there to throw that away. But it's Insights, the Nabs kite, dual sponsorship, coming over for a nice race win in race number 2, followed closely by Coates. Then we have TTR in for third, just in front of Imey for fourth. Going over the line in front of Brunnage, who's had a better day in fifth. Oh, didn't quite make the line either, so getting lifted as they come across here. Well Racing in sixth, so that's 2-6 for them. MCC, after winning the first race, that's a 7. That could be their day done. That's a big banker. Won't be happy with that. Got Contender Sailcloth coming in 8th. And then Tribeca is Contender just going over the line now. And you got our lucky final 2, Tribeca. We got a 7th in the first race. In a nice little run downhill here. Everyone's at the back of the bus. On a screamer. Have a go at that for a shot. Actually doing the wingding there, so they're fair going. Boiling board in a 16-foot skiff, going hammer and tongs here. I'll give it a try back. They've had a cracker across there, but unfortunately they were in 9th spot. And our swimmers from the Damon crew, they've battled it out, so that's a bunch of 10s for them. There we have it. Race number 2 in the bag. Imey with a 2 and a 4 sitting on 6 points. Coates with an 8 and a 2 are sitting on 10. Insight Nabs with a 3 and a 1 are on 4 points. MCC with a 1 and a 7 are on 8. NFPG with a 9 and a 5, they're on 14 points. Well Racing with a 6 and a 6 are on 12 points. Damon with a pair of 10s, they're on 20. TTR with a 5 and a 3, they'll give them 8 points. Contender with a 4 and an 8 gives them 12. Tribeca with a 7 and a 9 gives them 16. So from my reckoning, Insight is currently leading by 2 points to Imey. And then in third spot, we have equal place with MCC and TTR both on 8 points. So with a 2-point buffer to Insight and Imey, do they go and play silly buggers with each other? Because the next boat is still 4 points behind them. So it could be a 4-boat race here. Pretty hard to cover 4 boats. I think everyone else is going to be out the window. No one else is really covering, got too many keepers. So you could say NFPG gone, Swell Racing gone, Damon gone, Tribeca gone. I think the only contenders left would be Imey, Coates, Insight, MCC, and TTR would be maybe contender, maybe as an outsider. But yeah, money's on. How's the contender looking now? Very good. Who are you going for now? Nadine's about to use her race control officer discretion here and change her bet. Who are you going for, Nadine? Inside, are you? Belmont boat up against a Manly boat. When was the last time someone won back-to-back? So no one's done in the last 45 years. Glad she missed it. So we don't know if anyone's won it. No one's won it in the Dean's time that she's been in. She's been here since about 2000 and something. To see if someone's done it. I'm going to try and find out who was the last one to go back-to-back. That could give them the could put the mocker on them, but they're certainly in the box seat with 4 points, and Imey are sitting at 6 points. They're the current national champion, remember, with young Jolie Beechel on the helm, Trent Barnabas and Jack Hildebrand. So they've got a crack team up against a couple of Belmont Muppets, so to speak. With Rod Carter on the helm, Rod Flanagan and Andrew Stone. Like I said, they've all won it before multiple times. They do know how to win this thing. TTR an outsider, MCC are an outsider. A 1-7, that 7's going to hurt MCC. They looked really good in that first race. It's got buried. And for a perhaps they're out wide. Should they have stayed with the fleet and just played the percentage game? We'll never know. Anyway, what we do know is we're not too far from race number 3, the final race of the 2025 Tooheys Ultra Australian 16-foot Skiff Sprint Championships. Brought to you by Tooheys Ultra Zero Carb. Alrighty, here we are. Just about to go 1 minute for the final race. All the chocolates for the 2025 Tooheys Ultra is about to be thrown on the course. Who's going to win? Insight Navs currently in the box seat. Imey, the current national champion, right behind him, 2 points. So he has to beat him by at least 3 boats to win. Not sure how the countback works, but got to get at least 2 boats between, make it even. Then it'll go. Does the countback go to the last race? They have a sail off. There you go. They have a sail off. So that would be pretty exciting. That's what we're hoping for. That'd be good. 30 seconds to go. Pressure here is don't stuff the start up. The breeze has softened just to add to the excitement. The breeze softening right up, as you can see. The boats are hardly moving on that start line. 2, 1, and we are racing. And it's a clear start, so no OCSs, so that's good. That's the first thing off the list we have to worry about. Insight, tacked first. Oh, big moans here from the group. Back to back. Oh, there you go. We've just had confirmation. There's only been 2 people who've gone back to back. Gary Brunny is in 92, 93, 94, and Dennis Panko in 87, 88. So guys from Insight could join a very illustrious crew here. They're the first attack off in this group. Need to try and find where Imey is. Imey's not with them at this stage, so it's Insight and TTR. It looks like Tribeca have gone across to the right-hand side. Contender Sailcloth are also heading out towards the middle of the bay. That would mean Imey in this group of 4 or 5 boats heading towards the middle of the course. So 2 contenders have let each other go. They're going to back their own skills. Imey, the current national champion, up against Insight, the current sprint champion. Local blokes on the Insight boat. Local skipper on the Imey with some pretty handy guys in Trevor Barnabas and Jack Hildebrand. Trent Barnabas and Jack Hildebrand on the bow. Up against Rod Carter, Rob Flamington and Andrew Stone. Insight now tacked out and on a beauty in the middle of the course. Can it hold? I will tell you, the guys that are coming off the shore are pretty soft at this stage, but that can change in a heartbeat. That includes Coates, Swell, have not got eyes on Imey, so I'm assuming they're the ones that have gone all the way in. Oh, yes, that's Swell, isn't it? Can't see Imey. So we still haven't got eyes on Imey. So at this stage, NFPG. Oh, sorry. No, you're right. That is Imey. Okay, so at this stage, we've got eyes on Insight, who have gone right across to the middle of the bay, just getting, they just crossed, Contender. Handing across to the rest of the fleet here, you see this crew coming out from the right-hand side. Includes Tribeca and Imey and NFPG. Go back over to the left here and back as we can on this shot. A bit hard when they're all spread out, but we're trying to paint the picture here. TTR about to cross. They tacked off. So it's Insight who tacked off straight off the start of the race, went out in the middle of the course. They're trying to get back over. Heading towards a Belmont 16-foot skiff sailing club as we speak. MMCC off their hip in the middle of the bay on a nice lift. Can Insight come over here and land something special? Now, certainly the closest to the to this side of the course. No one's around them, so they've got clean air. They'd be praying for a big knock. Heading into Belmont. Come on, give us a big knock. Throws Attila around. There's the tack for the top mark. And they get pressure. Just behind them, coming off the Belmont skiff side of the course, is Imey and Coates. They're in their own little battle. The Coates could hold Imey up here. Could slow them right up. Insight has just got to do their own thing here. Certainly been handed a nice lead. Nobody coming at him to shoot at him yet. I'm thinking probably 60, 70 metre lead to MCC there. We got Imey and Coates on the screen as well, and you can just see they're just fighting each other. Imey's really struggling to hold that lane. Coates is holding him up. Insight to be loving this action right now. Imey's going to go behind a big bunch of boats here. Coming across on port. They're just going to cross over the top of Contender. Coates had to drop. Imey got kissed there. They got through. We pan around to the top mark. We've got Insight just going around the top mark now with a handy lead. Handy lead. They've got to get that kite up. They've got to get the kite out to the front of the boat. For some reason, that tack line just hasn't been playing games in the last couple of laps. It's doing it again. It's caught. Just adds to the drama. Is it getting caught underneath the guy wires for the pole? Who knows? That's a really bad set. They need to get that sorted out. If that comes up the pressure time, now on the kite to let him down. MCC's around the top mark in second. And in a big gust of breeze. Insight still haven't got that thing sorted out. They've decided to jibe. but they've lost so much time. Now they got going. Need to take a big, deep breath, get back out in the middle of the course, just sail their own race because they're the guy who was second, 2 points behind him, is currently in fourth. That's Imey. So it's Insights, MCC, TTR, Imey. Coats have bailed out. Contender Sailcloth are back. Tribeca are way back. So the race is up the front here. We'll try and stay on them. As we speak, Insight's got a nice big gust of breeze there. Case and Pack are coming at him all on the same jibe now. MCC below just absolutely getting carted. That looks amazing going downhill like that. Sight Navs be wishing they're on something that's similar. They're definitely in the box seat as we speak. Got to get down through this bottom gate. One more work and then a tiny little run in front of a massive crowd in front of the Belmont 16-foot skiff on the upper deck there. Probably enjoying some Tooheys Ultra, no doubt. Have a look at MCC. Getting carted. Good news for Insight is that Imey is not. They're doing pretty much the same angle as Insight. They've missed that big gust. MCC, after winning the first race, coming 7th in the second. Certainly got a bit to prove here. Insight look like they're just setting up soon for a jibe. Crew goes in, jibe in the boat. Could be the jibe into the bottom mark for the final time. That big gust of breeze, they've decided to go the left-hand gate. Going to do a jibe drop. Going to put them on the windward side. Windward pull on the top mark up here, which is interesting. Hopefully that thing comes out all right. It hasn't in the last 3 races, so that could be telling. But it's Insight still leading by a fair way with a really, just pan out on that, really hungry little pack. MCC, Imey, TTR, Coates, all in there. Coates has followed Insight out to the left. MCC pretty slow into that right-hand mark. And then Imey right in behind them. So Imey's still 4th. Insight, probably 300-metre lead there. Going quite well. Tacking now. Very smart. Come over and just cover the guys who have gone to the right. Don't want to leave anything open. That would be disastrous going for a haymaker now. I'll just cruise across here, tack in front of the rest of the fleet. Hopefully lead up to that top mark. Coach still going out to the far left. They've got to have a miracle. They're 6 points behind Insight, so you can almost guess, apart from Insight's rig falling down, Coach won't factor. Even though they're second, maybe third in this race at the moment, the race is definitely between Insight and Imey. Imey's tacked in the middle of the course. Insight's coming across on a big knock. Get both of them on the screen there. There we go. There's Imey just to your right. Got Insights on the left. Looks close from this camera angle, but I think there you go. Insight just bashing one right in front of him. Pretty wild tack, threw that thing around. He doesn't have to win this race. He's just got to beat Imey and not come last, obviously. But I think the race is all between these pair. Between Insight, Navs and Imey. What's Imey's options here? Insight's tacked. Oh, do you think they've got... No, they got thrown. I think Insight's just either seen something they like and are quite happy with their lead. Imey's had to go in behind Coates. So I think from that camera angle, Insight's still a long, long way ahead. Over they come to the middle of the bay, looking for some sort of nice pressure. Imey's throwing one in it now. He's decided to go right out. They have to. They won't catch them following them. Need to find a bit of angel dust out there on the right-hand side. Imey. They left their charge too late. Inside Navs. Bow down now. Is this the gust that they need? Attacking now, right, just on the right-hand side of your screen. They've got the big lift that they need. It's getting close here between them and Coates. They want to make sure they don't foul any other boat. That would also be a disaster. Doing spins in the middle of the lake while your competition's out there on his own. So we now have Insight coming back on port. Imey's on the far left-hand side. You'll see them now just coming into screen. There they are. Bow down, but they need a big lift. Can they get something from that yacht club side of the bay? Here it comes. Here it comes. It looks close-ish. Oh, there's a big lift. Remember, they have to beat them by 2 places also. So Insight can be comfortable enough just to go in behind them. I think Insight's still got a nice lead. They'll just dump on their face here, lead them into this top mark. And a little bit of a flex going on here for the crew from Insight. Rob Carter, Rob Flanagan, Rod Carter, Rob Flanagan, and Andrew Stone. What a way to win your second back-to-back title by potentially winning the last race. Coach is throwing something at them. They're not going to go away. We're a Coach on the overall. Coach are 10th, so they've got to beat Insight by 6 places. So I don't think that's going to happen. Don't think that's going to happen. That's a close cross here between Insight on starboard, Coates on port, and I think Coates have got him. They do have to tack, but they got him quite easy. Tack right in his face. Yeah, Imey's not going to make the top mark at this stage, and that could mean Insight sucking all that dirty air from Coates. They might struggle. Might have to be a dual tack here. I'm not sure whether Insight are going to have to do it. They're going to make it. Imey definitely. And remember, Insight have got a windward pull here. They jibe set it down the bottom. Really slow up around that top mark. Coates goes around first. Nice set. Here comes Insight. Right, so here we go. For all the chocolates, the kite's coming out. Kite's coming up, kite's coming up, kite's coming up, kite's up and setting out the pin. Coates comes around to lead the last race. Insight. Have they done enough for first? Of course they have. We'll get camera right on that Insight boat because I reckon they'll celebrate pretty hard. We've got Coates going over the line very soon for a well-deserved first place, and 8-2-1 for them. But in second place, the 2025 Tooheys Ultra Australian 16-foot skiff sprint champion back-to-back will be Insight Building Services / Navs, Rod Carter, Rob Flanagan, Andrew Stone. You have done it again. Well done. Enjoy.
It's official, Nadine. Insight's the winner.
MCC coming over for third. So Insight are 6th. We've got close finish here between Imey. They didn't do enough. They're going to have to jibe. Will they get 4th spot in? Looks like someone's doing penalties out there. Contender. Yeah. Imey's jibe, and will he hit the finish mark? Very close there. 4th for Imey. NFPG finally pulled one out. He's got a 5, so that's a 9.55 for NFPG. Just in front of a fast finishing TTR for 6. Contender after getting dizzy in the middle of the course, doing their spins. They'll be going over for 7th. Tribeca from St. George will be coming over for 8th spot. Then we have like Damon in for 9th behind Tribeca once they finally finish. Damon will get over the line for 9th, which will mean Swell Racing will be our last boat in for the finals. So from my calculations, eleven, 19, 22, 29, 14. All right, well, we're just waiting for absolute